Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that touches so many lives, yet often goes unspoken: loneliness. We're not just talking about feeling a bit down, but truly exploring how loneliness, especially when it becomes chronic, can actually reshape our brains. It's a fascinating, and at times, intense subject, so buckle up as we embark on a scientific and psychological journey. Now, when we hear loneliness, we often think of it as just an emotion, like sadness or anger. But research, particularly in neuroscience, shows us it's much more complex. It's not just an emotional state. It's a profound social signal, much like hunger signals a need for food. Our brains are wired for connection, for belonging, and when that need isn't met, it sends out a powerful distress signal. This isn't just about introversion or enjoying your own company. This is about a persistent perceived lack of meaningful social connection. So, how exactly does this feeling translate into physical changes within our most complex organ? Let's start with the stress response. When you feel lonely, your brain often perceives it as a threat. Think about our ancestors. Being isolated meant vulnerability. This ancient survival mechanism kicks in, leading to elevated levels of stress hormones like cortisol. Chronically high cortisol isn't great for anyone, and in the brain, it can have several significant impacts. It can impair cognitive functions, making it harder to concentrate, remember things, and even make decisions. You might find yourself feeling foggy or less sharp, and loneliness could be playing a role. Beyond stress, loneliness can also affect our brain's reward system. Normally, social interaction triggers the release of feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, which reinforce social behavior and create a sense of pleasure and connection. When you're experiencing chronic loneliness, these pathways can become less active or even dysregulated. This can lead to a reduced capacity to experience pleasure, not just from social interactions, but from other aspects of life as well. It's like the brain's internal happiness switch isn't quite as responsive as it should be, making it harder to find joy and motivation. Let's also talk about the default mode network, or DMN. This network of brain regions is active when our minds are wandering, reflecting on ourselves, or thinking about others. In lonely individuals, the DMN can become hyperactive, leading to excessive self-focus and rumination. You might find yourself constantly replaying social interactions, imagining negative scenarios, or dwelling on past regrets. This overactivity can trap individuals in a cycle of negative self-talk and makes it harder to break free from the feeling of isolation. It's like your brain is stuck in a loop, endlessly analyzing your social world, often through a pessimistic lens. But it's not all doom and gloom. The brain is incredibly plastic and adaptable. Understanding these effects is the first step towards creating positive change. One of the most exciting areas of research shows how building meaningful connections can literally rewire the brain for resilience and well-being. Even small steps, like reaching out to a friend, joining a community group, or volunteering, can start to reactivate those healthy neural pathways. Engaging in activities that foster a sense of purpose and belonging can also be incredibly powerful. What about sleep? Loneliness can severely disrupt sleep patterns. When you're lonely, your brain might be in a heightened state of alert, making it difficult to relax and fall asleep. Poor sleep, in turn, further impairs cognitive function, exacerbates stress, and can even reduce your motivation to engage socially, creating a vicious cycle. Getting enough quality sleep is crucial for brain health and can help break this pattern. Furthermore, some studies suggest that loneliness can lead to changes in brain structure, specifically in areas related to emotion regulation and social cognition, like the amygdala and prefrontal cortex. The amygdala, our brain's alarm system, might become more reactive to perceived social threats, making lonely individuals more sensitive to social rejection. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive functions and rational thought, might show altered activity, affecting our ability to navigate complex social situations effectively. This means that loneliness can not only make us feel bad, but it can also make it harder to engage in the very behaviors that could alleviate it. It's truly a complex interplay, but the key takeaway is that loneliness is a signal, not a sentence. Just as hunger tells us to eat, loneliness tells us to seek connection. Acknowledging this feeling and understanding its impact on our brains empowers us to take proactive steps. This isn't about forcing yourself into social situations that feel uncomfortable, but rather about exploring authentic ways to connect, whether it's through shared hobbies, online communities, or reconnecting with old friends. Even a few high-quality connections can make a profound difference. So, what can we do? Small, consistent efforts are often the most effective. Start by identifying one small thing you can do this week to foster a connection. Maybe it is sending a thoughtful message to someone you haven't spoken to in a while, joining an online forum related to a hobby you love, or simply smiling and making eye contact with someone in your daily life. These seemingly small actions send positive signals to your brain, reminding it that connection is possible and rewarding. Remember, building social muscles takes practice, just like any other muscle. Another powerful strategy is practicing self-compassion. It's easy to blame ourselves or feel shame when we experience loneliness. But remember, it's a universal human experience, and our brains are just doing their best to signal a fundamental need. Treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, recognizing that loneliness is a signal for connection rather than a personal failing, can significantly reduce the stress response associated with it. Finally, if loneliness feels overwhelming or persistent, please consider reaching out to a mental health professional. Therapists can provide strategies and support to help you navigate these feelings and develop healthier coping mechanisms. There's immense strength in seeking help, and many resources are available to support you on your journey to greater connection and well-being. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the brain's response to loneliness. It's a topic that deserves more attention and understanding. If you found this video helpful or insightful, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on brain health and psychology. Your support means the world, and I look forward to connecting with you in the comments below. Stay well, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next video.